So this is part 3 of my model car collecting tips, and today I'll be going over the different brands, prices, and quality expectations of upper end models. So those are the models that are of course more expensive. They generally have better interiors, better paint quality, and sometimes are better made. So we'll get started. So the upper end models, I like to consider them anything over $35. That pretty much is going to tell you that this model is going to be pretty good. But of course, there are some that don't meet those qualifications. One of such cars is this Shelby GT500 by Shelby Collectibles. Now this one was about $45, but you wouldn't really expect that. Inside, the detail is really no better than a Welly. In fact, I would say it's less than a Maisto or a Motor Max, and there is no carpeted interior. The paint quality is just average. It's not that fantastic. This stripe is painted. I will give them that. Sometimes you'll get a sticker. It is painted. Engine detail is very good. I will give them that. But other than that, it has no suspension. Ride's okay. Wheels do turn, but doors are loose. It's for $45 you would expect more than this. So that is Shelby Collectibles. Another one that's kind of similar to this is Hot Wheels Mattel. So there's two different Hot Wheels. There's Elite and Mattel. These both are Mattel here, but this I can represent as an Elite because there is an Elite version of this 458. And essentially this is just a cheaper version of the Elite, which means that it's not quite as realistic on the interior. Has no carpeted. All the coloring and the design, most of the buttons aren't colored in at the same time. And most importantly, the difference here, this is plastic, this is plastic, and this is plastic, and that is not typical of an upper end model. This one was $45. I was able to negotiate the price down from $50. But I mean, it has no suspension. The wheels don't really turn too much in the front. You really can't notice it too much, to be honest. The fact that this is plastic, it's not like that Maisto that I showed earlier where the bumpers looked kind of a matte color. This actually does have a glossy look, and they did do a pretty good job of trying to hide the fact that it was plastic. You really can't even tell by the pictures, but it is. And then you have other Hot Wheels Mattel, like this one. This is so heavy. This got very good quality car, definitely. Very strong wheels. I imagine this is one of the older ones, or one of the ones that they were able to get licensing on for a cheaper price, because the reason why the Hot Wheels Elites are so expensive is because Ferrari's licensing is so high. They don't give out their cars very often, so the only way Hot Wheels can make this cheaper is by adding plastic around. It's the only way. Then of course you have the Hot Wheels Elite, which will be about $65. I believe for the 458 it's around $80 now. But this does have all metal. You can hear it, just solid right there. All the doors. And the interiors of the Mattels, not fantastic. The detail is okay in this Daytona, but it really isn't that great in the 458. It's mainly all blacks, mainly all one shade of plastic. We like to see that a little bit better. But on the outside of these cars, they're still very good. One thing I will mention about these Hot Wheels is they come with sort of, I don't really know if this is common to the upper end models. I haven't found it on anything other than Hot Wheels. There's a sort of a grease film on the car itself. It's probably to protect it or a residue from the manufacturing process, but it is kind of tough to get off. What I did is I just used wax, so ordinary car wax, and I was able to get rid of it. Here, Rico. So you don't really see much from Rico anymore. This one I got probably about a year ago, and it was a very limited edition model, so it was out and then it was gone in a matter of a very short time. And it's no wonder, because this thing is incredible. I bought this for $20 on Amazon, but it did show signs of being used, even though it did say new. But normally this would be about $45. So the Ricoh, very detailed interior and engine. All the doors open, which of course is still even uncommon for the upper end models. Brands like Welly, Mini Champs, Auto Art, Kyosho, BBR, Franklin Mint, all the doors are going to open on those. The only upper end model that I haven't seen that is Norev. So Norev, you're still going to have to worry about the back doors not opening. Everything else, as far as I've seen, is pretty good. Now this is the first one I've shown that actually does have carpeted interior. And for $45, that's rare. And especially with this car, look at its folding seats. It's got a DVD player that folds down there. You got removable stuff. Everything on this thing is incredible. It's got suspension. It's perfect, really. It really is. And for all that metal that went in there, I am surprised they can get that price that low. This is the Cadillac Escalade by Ricoh, or Rico, depending on the way you want to say it. And I haven't really seen too many models from them. They make a lot of rally cars and other just random cars. But that was that. Very good quality model. Very impressed with that. This is Greenlight. It's another model manufacturer that I really do like. These do have carpeted interior. I have a Ford Mustang GT, just like this, and it also has carpeted interior. All the buttons and dials are really nicely made. You can actually see the lettering on them. Really nice. It's good to see. The seats, they all have sort of a rubber feel to them, but the seat belts are actually felt, which is very impressive, I would say. And another thing that I want to mention, with the Maestos and the Wellies and the lower end models, even the Hot Wheels Mattel, this is a sticker right here on the front of the car. And you'll see that with the lower end ones, with the lower end Hot Wheels Mattels, and not with the Elites. The Elites should be sealed on there, but whatever. With the Greenlights, they don't do that. That is a real raised logo right there for Challenger, right there. And I am very impressed with that. It looks great. There's no glue around it. Really a fantastic model. This one has suspension, whereas the Mustang GT that I have doesn't. But it doesn't really move too much, but not really that matters. That's pretty good. Engine detail on these Greenlights, fantastic. Just Greenlight, great car. And for the value, this was $45. Same thing with the Mustang. So I would say if you're looking for an upper end model, you don't want to break the bank, try out these that I've demonstrated today. Other ones that you will find will be, just the ones I've mentioned before, Auto Art, Mini Champs, and they are all decent quality. They're much more expensive. They can range from $65 to $250. I've seen even more. And this is all for the 118s, by the way. They do make 124s, which are also outrageously priced. And that's just the way they are, because that's where they get their licensing, and that's, they're very well made. So places where you can buy these and you can check out these actual cars, I would recommend online. It's a lot easier. You get so much more opportunity to purchase different types of cars and such. I like seeing these in real life, but sometimes it's not always the case. I've used collectiblediecast.com, diecastmodelswholesale.com, Amazon, eBay, various websites like that. IDCow I've used too, idcow.com, but I'm not sure if they're running anymore. But they were good while they were running. But that's a good way to look at these cars. And then just search on Google Scale 118 Dodge Challenger by Greenlight, and you'll get a bunch of pictures that people have taken. Sometimes it's on Facebook or YouTube or whatsoever. and you get to see with these cars before you buy, because it always is a good thing to do. Look at and make sure you're going to be satisfied with it, because every model is different. Yeah, I mentioned a lot of these brands, and I've said that they have some characteristics, and the characteristics that I mentioned are common with the brand, but of course they're going to have ones that are different. You're going to have ones that aren't going to be as realistic. You're going to have the ones that aren't made quite as well. Maybe most of them are, but you're not going to find that they're all made that way. So that is just a little tip for you out in the market for model cars. And another thing to remember, you can buy the auto arts, you can buy the mini champs, you can buy the Kyosho's and the Norevs and all the crazy expensive cars, but try to remember you could have something like this. You could have 4 or even 5 of these for the price of one Ford F-150 auto art. So you look at it that way. Same thing with 458s. And let's face it, if they're a model car, the most important is the outside. You want the outside to look nice, you want the paint quality to be nice, and the detail. And I think with these lower end models, or what I would consider higher end mid-range, which are the ones I've showed, they are pretty good as far as realism goes, especially the green light. Green light is my favorite, definitely. So I hope you enjoyed this. This will probably be the last. I might do some more tips on cleaning and caring for these cars, but that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you found it helpful. If you want to leave any comments or questions, you can do it below in the comment board, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.